Hello, hello. We have our students and parents joining into this evening's session. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Welcome to the Collegewise Virtual College Fair powered by Strive Scan. Students and parents, just a couple of things before we get going in our presentations. If at any point you have a question, please go ahead and use that Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. Your camera and microphone are off, students and parents, so our panelists can't see or hear you, but you can feel free to ask any kind of question or even have a little bit of a conversation if you'd like using that Q&A function. If it is a question specific to a certain university you'd like that answer to, make sure to indicate that just because all of our panelists can see those questions coming through. Also, your question doesn't have to come when that presenter is speaking. You can ask at any point in time in our next 45 minutes together. There are additional Collegewise sessions this evening, so please feel free to sign up for those in the next hour. And this recording will be available on that same website where you registered for this event in a few days. Without further ado, I am going to pass it off to our presenter from Dickinson College.
Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to Dickinson. My name is Caroline Sneagle. I am one of the admissions counselors at Dickinson and also a very, very proud alum of the college from the class of 2018. I am joined by my colleague, Rylan Good. Rylan?
Hi, everyone.
So I know we don't have a ton of time tonight, so I want to dive right in and get to the information that you want to hear about Dickinson. So I think what's really important to know is that Dickinson is a small liberal arts college. We are a small place with really big ambitions. So I don't want to spend a ton of time on the facts and figures of this place. I really want to, use this time to get to the essence of a Dickinson education, a Dickinson community. But I do want to point out some important things on this slide. You can see that our average class size at Dickinson is 14 students, and the student to faculty ratio is 8-to-1. So that, personalized, individualized education is definitely going to exist at Dickinson. At Dickinson, you are not just a number, you are a person, you are a name in the class, and your professors, your peers will really get to know you and are there to kind of help you on your path to success, whatever success might mean to you. So again, small experience in the classroom with your professors, but a lot to offer at Dickinson. We have 45 different majors. Many of those are in an interdisciplinary field. You can see that close to a third of the class each year will study in an international area. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. Again, really good information on this slide, but I want to dive right in. So I'm handing it off to Rylan for more.
Awesome. Thanks, Caroline. So like Caroline said, we really did want to focus on kind of the facts and the figures because those can be easily found on our website. What we really want to focus on is what makes Dickinson different and distinctive. So the first thing you'll notice about Dickinson is really our efforts on sustainability, but then also climate change. And so as we talk with high school juniors and seniors all around the world, we understand that this is an issue that a lot of you think about every single day. And so Dickinson is proud to say that in 2020, we went carbon neutral, making us one of only 8 colleges and universities in the entire country not to be contributing to climate change. And this is something that we're really proud about, but this is also something that has landed us in the #1 spot in the entire country for our sustainability efforts. On top of that, every Dickinsonian takes a sustainability class within their 4 years, making sure that we integrate it into your education. But Caroline and I's favorite spot on our campus is our Dickinson College farm. This is a 180-acre organic certified farm that's about 6 miles off campus. There you'll find sheep, cows, goats, and our students grow 100,000 pounds of organic certified food, some of which will go to the dining hall, some of which will go to the farmer's market, but then some of it will also go to the local food bank. And also out of the farm, even if you've never stepped foot on a farm, you're going to have different events. So we have farm-to-table meals with professors. We also have the fall harvest with a campfire and dances. And so there's different ways that we try to integrate sustainability into your Dickinson education. And I'm going to pass it back over to Caroline to talk about our leadership within global education.
Yes, and I have to say the farm is one of the coolest spots on our campus. Definitely come to campus, definitely check it out. But like Rylan said, we are a leader in global education in study abroad. This is another really important and key aspect of the Dickinson education and Dickinson experience. You can see at the bottom of the slide that we are ranked, top in the nation. We were recently ranked #2 on the Princeton Review for study abroad. But again, what's important to know at Dickinson is that we are really intentional about the offerings that we have that relate to international education, that relate to study abroad. You can see that we have 18 of our own global programs in 15 different countries. These are going to take a piece of the Dickinson community and really bring it with you abroad. So you can expect that you're there with other Dickinsonian students, other Dickinson professors. So you are not alone in that experience that might be, new, uncomfortable, challenging in all the best ways. You will have a piece of the Dickinson community right there with you. Again, study abroad, international education is not for a few people at Dickinson. It really is for a lot of people. We want to make this accessible and affordable. So you can see 2/3 of the class will study abroad during their time at Dickinson, including 46% of science majors, 60% of student athletes, and 68% of students of color. So we really do want to make this, an opportunity for all students if it's something that they want to engage with.
Awesome. And the best thing about it is even if you never leave Dickinson's campus, you're still going to have a global education. And so a fun fact is that Dickinson was the first college in the entire country to offer modern world languages back in 1790. And so even though your high school may only offer 3, maybe 4 world languages, Dickinson is one of the few small liberal arts colleges in the country to offer 13 world languages. And so maybe you want to try Hebrew or Arabic or Chinese or Russian or Portuguese. You can do that at Dickinson. And so all of our students study a world language up to an intermediate level. And then additionally, also built into the curriculum is our global perspectives. And so over 50% of all of your courses at Dickinson will have a global twist to it. So again, even if you never travel to another country during your time at Dickinson, even though you most likely will, you will still have a global education. So whenever you think about Dickinson, we really want you to think about sustainability efforts, but then also a global education.
Exactly. And we know this was not a lot of time, but this was a lot of information. So please take the time to put questions in the Q&A box, or you can email us directly. You have both of our contact information right there. We would love to hear from you at any point in your college process. So thanks for taking some time to learn more about Dickinson.
Thank you so much. And we'll head on to our presenter from Juniata College.
Thank you so much. Juniata College is located in Huntington, Pennsylvania, which is right in the middle of the state. The Juniata community is made up of just over 1,400 students, and our students come from across the country and around the world, representing 30 countries and 32 states. 24% of our student body represents Alana, or African American, Latino American, Asian American, or Native American, or international students. Our average class size is 17 to 19. We have over 100 clubs and organizations and 21 Division III varsity sports. This is an aerial shot of our campus, and we are so grateful and so lucky to have our students on campus this semester. Maybe the thing that makes Juniata the most unique is our approach to a flexible, personalized academic experience. Juniata students aren't asked to choose a major, but rather to write, with guidance from 2 faculty advisors, their own academic plan called a program of emphasis. Students work with their 2 advisors to identify what they're passionate about, to explore endless opportunities, including things like study abroad, internships, mentored undergraduate research, to really focus in on what they love. The program of emphasis comes in 3 different kinds of flavors. The first is a designated POE, and examples would include chemistry, accounting, museum studies. There are also multidisciplinary POEs for the multidimensional scholar. These examples include integrated media arts, peace and conflict studies, and environmental economics. And then last but not least, there are fully customized self-designed POEs where students are creating them themselves. Some of those include community organization and advocacy, environmental public health, and contemporary law enforcement. Just as important as what you learn in the classroom is what you're doing outside of the classroom. And 95% of our students will participate in at least one high-impact practice before they graduate. Starting as early as your first year on campus, students can partner with faculty members to conduct undergraduate mentored research. 80% of our students will do at least one internship before they graduate, and internships are available across the country and around the world, sometimes even pairing with your study abroad experience. Speaking of study abroad, half of all Juniata students will study abroad at least once. Our programs are in 24 countries across 6 continents, and there are 59 to choose from. Those programs can range anywhere from a week to a year, and 100% of our Juniata POEs have at least one study abroad program where you can take required courses. Of course, your financial aid and scholarships transfer with you. Our goal for all graduates, regardless of the career direction they choose, is that they'll have intellectual and collaborative skills needed to be both successful in their jobs, but also active contributors in their community. In a typical year, 30 to 35% of Juniata students go directly into graduate or professional school after graduation. In addition, 50 to 60% of other graduates indicate that they plan to do so in the 3 to 5 years out of Juniata. 96% of our students graduate in 4 years. We actually have a 4-year graduation guarantee. And 90% of our students are employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. Juniata is traditionally untraditional. Here you'll be a part of a community that dates back to 1876, and many of our traditions date back that far as well. Storming of the Arch is a photo that you'll see in the top left corner, and it happens every fall when first-year students attempt to charge through the iconic arch of the oldest residence hall on campus. Waiting to defend the arch, however, are our Juniata rugby players, and madness ensues. My personal favorite tradition is Mountain Day, which is a day set aside in the fall semester. The day is kept a secret until you're woken up at 5 a.m. with air horns and banging pots and pans. Classes are canceled for everybody, and then faculty, students, and staff board buses and go to a secret location for an all-day picnic and the much anticipated faculty versus student tug of war. At Juniata, we partner with students and families through the application and financial aid process. We review student applications holistically, considering your high school transcript, application essay, recommendation letters, school and community involvement, and your test scores should you choose to send them. However, Juniata is really proud to have been test optional since 1998, and we are happy to review your application with or without those scores. And you do not need to send any additional materials in lieu of standardized test scores. Additionally, applying test optional does not impact your ability to receive any scholarship opportunities. You can apply to Juniata through either the Common App or the Coalition app, and we have no application fee.
All right, we will pass it off to our next presenter from St. Francis University.
Well, hi, everybody. It's funny to go after Juniata as I am an alum, but I've found a new home at St. Francis University where I am an admissions counselor. So I would love to introduce you guys to it. Let me share my screen real quick. Maybe. Guess this is what happens when I don't test it. There it is. All right. Perfect. So St. Francis is one of the oldest Catholic universities in the state of Pennsylvania, as well as the oldest Franciscan university in the United States. So we are a Catholic school. So if that is something you're interested in, we would love to talk with you about that. However, if you are not Catholic, we are still very happy to welcome you to our campus. We have about 60% of our students are actual Catholic practicing, but it is never a requirement that we have. Just a few facts to go through for you. We are roughly 1,700 students will be our undergrads, but we also have several graduate programs, which brings in about 500-ish students. So total campus-wise would be about 22. However, we also have a fully online campus called Francis Worldwide. So if you're more interested in an online school, we also offer that as the same Franciscan classes that you would get on campus, just remotely. Now, we are broken down to about 63% female as well as 37% male, and we are a D1 school. So I know that you might be thrown off by the number of students that we have and being D1. We are one of the smallest D1 schools in the country, and we pride ourselves on that. We've got some great sports. We've even competed in the March Madness bracket for basketball. So it's always fun to see those games because they're pretty competitive, as well as most of any of the other sports that we have. We have roughly 50 undergraduate programs, and then we also have master's and doctorate programs on campus. So some of our most popular programs will be our physician assistance program, as well as our physical therapy program. So for physical therapy, we have a 3+3 program, which you can get to a doctor of physical therapy in 6 years, or you can actually do that in 7 years with a 4+3 program. So at 4+3, you'd study exercise physiology, which is a really cool program that we offer. We also have one of the nation's best nursing programs. It is phenomenal. We have a state-of-the-art facility that has a borderline emergency room built into it. We have pretty cool animatronic dummies, we like to call them, that are they can give birth, they can be amputated, they have heart attacks, seizures, you name it, they can do it. And our students learn hands-on how to assist patients that are having that kind of issue happen. So we are, like I said earlier, a smaller school. So our faculty ratio is about 13-1, and our class sizes average between 16 to about 20 or so, kind of dependent on when you are, whether you're a first-year student or a senior. So pretty small, and it really does kind of give you that same feeling of knowing your professor, them knowing you, and you're able to really get a great relationship to build there. So whether it's getting a letter of recommendation or just getting to your next new job, our faculty will help you do that. We have about a 99% placement rate in the field that you study in, which is pretty cool. That's in 9 months, 96% in 6 months. So most of our students will stay on campus, about 85%. We have a 4-year residential life policy, so you're guaranteed housing for 4 years, and it varies anywhere from on campus in dorms all the way to houses in the Loretto area. So pretty cool. We're pretty happy to have our students come in and how they live. All right, so we have some pretty cool awards, from best bang for your buck colleges to the best Catholic colleges and top ranked nursing schools in the country. We also have a very strong admissions team. Oops. There's a couple of us that will always be happy to talk with our students that come in. We've just recently launched a new system of texting. So if you're out there and you applied to St. Francis, you've probably received a text message from either myself or one of my coworkers, and we are pretty happy with how that has been working. Just been a really fun way to communicate with our prospective students. We have an application online. If you would like to apply to us on our website, it is a free application, as well as we are also on the Common App. So either one works great. All we'll need is that application, your transcript, and if you are applying for our physician assistant program or our PT program or our nursing program or our OT program. We will need test scores, but other than our health science programs like that I just mentioned, we are fully test optional. So we're pretty happy that we were able to roll that out this year, and we have seen some great success with it. So if you're in the boat of many students this year who have not been able to get a test in, you will still be able to apply to St. Francis. We'll be happy to work with you on that. So thank you all for coming, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you so much. We will pass it off to our presenter from Slippery Rock University.
Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. My name is Mark. I'm one of the assistant directors in the admissions office at Slippery Rock University. I've been working in admissions at the Rock since 2004. I also have a degree from Slippery Rock in sport management. I was there in the early 90s, also fortunate enough to be a student athlete at Slippery Rock. So I'm here to share a lot of information tonight with you about the first public university on this lineup here. So Slippery Rock is known as a medium-sized public, but with more of a small school feel. So if you look at our class size average and student to faculty ratio, it can be a public university with just under 8,900 total students and about 7,400 of those being undergrad, but we can still create that personalized feel where students can get that individualized attention. Another thing that makes us very unique is the fact that all told, we're about 10,000 folks on our campus, and we are located in a town of 3,000. So it is a unique location and setting, and certainly very much a college town, as we more than triple the population of the community around us. We're located about 50 miles north of Pittsburgh and about 45 minutes east of Youngstown. So we are part of the Pennsylvania state system of higher education. We're one of 14 schools that make up the state system, and that certainly maximizes the affordability and the value, as we were named a number 5 value nationally and a top 10 value as an out-of-state public university option. So one of the things that is very different about public universities is simply choices of majors. So we're going to offer about 150 undergraduate programs of study. And when you take into consideration the trends and the rate at which college students change their majors, sometimes that can be a really good advantage. As we know, a high percentage of college students, sometimes almost 75% of college students do change their major. And of those who change, they change it multiple times. So getting yourself on a campus where you are very comfortable and at home, and also having a wide variety of choices. And also more majors means more minors, right? So you're able to stack those credentials and really come out as a marketable individual with all these academic choices. Another thing that's very unique about our public university's experience is the fact that you'll never be taught a class by a grad student. Professors teach every class. 92% of our faculty have PhDs or terminal degrees. And not only do they teach the classes, they advise those classes as well. So Xander was kind of talking about the graduate programs at St. Francis, and that's one of the big differences between the graduate programs that they offer and the ones that we offer. And theirs are direct admit, ours are not. So that's one of the things that you guys really have to consider if you are considering a career that's going to take you into one of these, especially health-related graduate fields. So Slippery Rock is test optional this year, and we are able to be test optional for all of our academic programs simply because our programs don't come with a guaranteed seat in grad school. So that's one of the things that you need to consider. Our direct admit program something that is right for you, our accelerated program something that is right for you, or simply just an advising track. So this slide I know it's hard to look at, but it definitely illustrates our graduate program options. Athletic training and physician assistant being master's level at Slippery Rock, occupational therapy and physical therapy being doctorate level at Slippery Rock. And a fun fact about our PT program, we moved from master's to doctoral in 1995, and we were actually the 3rd program in the country to move from master's to doctorate in physical therapy. We also have some affiliated programs. For example, a LECOM affiliation that does come with a guaranteed seat, and those are growing programs for us because of the strength of the health science majors. Unique experience at Slippery Rock is certainly getting involved, again, because of the size and scope of public universities and also the types of facilities that we're able to offer. So many of our students are able to get involved in a variety of areas that certainly, one, give a well-rounded college experience, but also act as resume builders, right? A lot of times you look at what employers want in terms of skill sets for job applicants, and that is certainly communication skills and leadership and critical thinking and being an active listener, being able to work in teams and diverse populations. And this is where that experience comes. So you have the ability to lend and tell stories in an interview of times where, tell me about a time when you led something, or tell me about a time when you created a process. So that's where those experiences come in the co-curricular nature of a well-rounded undergraduate college experience. So because of the fact that we don't rely on our surrounding community for a whole lot, we're able to have great involvement for our students in these co-curricular areas. Greek organizations are about 18 total organizations that make up about 8 to 10% of our population, which is another kind of fundamental difference between public and private. We were very fortunate to be named the best dorms in Pennsylvania by niche.com. So that's something that we're very proud to share. But we do offer two styles of housing, certainly the suite style housing and the traditional dormitory. So I just want to quickly go and show you the main difference between the two is the cost, right? So you're looking at about a $3,400 annual tuition fees for Pennsylvania, about $10,500. Also year-long tuition and fees for out-of-state students that have a 3.0 is about $14,600. So still a good value, even though we are for some an out-of-state public, but certainly maximizing that total value. But the entire public, or the entire difference in total cost is simply housing. So right now, guys, the best thing that we can do is encourage you to take advantage of our on-campus visit programs that we are doing. We're on campus every day. You can simply go to the website at sru.edu and also reach out to us to set up a daily visit during the week or on a weekend. So we'd love to see you visit our beautiful campus. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me in the chat. Thank you very much for joining, and everybody have a great rest of your night.
Thank you so much. And we'll head on to our presenter now from the University of Pittsburgh.
Right. Hey guys doing? My name is Jordan. I'm an admissions counselor with the University of Pittsburgh's Office of Admissions and Financial Aid. Super excited to be here speaking with you guys about Pitt and what we have to offer. So I'll jump right into it. So we are actually settled in the Oakland neighborhood of the city of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a really unique place. It's comprised of close to 90 different neighborhoods altogether, and every neighborhood has their own sort of identity. So Oakland is considered to be the college town of the city of Pittsburgh. We share Oakland with Carnegie Mellon University and Carlow University, so it's a really inclusive place to be. We have a student population of close to 20,000 undergraduates, so we're not too big. We're certainly not small. We're sort of right in between. So we are considered to be a medium-sized urban campus. This picture actually shows a nice little snapshot of our campus. You see we have a lot of green space with the trees and the grass, and then we also have a lot of tall buildings on our campus as well. So you really get the best of both worlds. You get the traditional campus feel with the tall buildings, with the green space, and you also get the urban feel with the tall buildings right on campus. So this building is called the Cathedral of Learning. It is the second largest educational building in the world. It's actually the largest educational building in the Western Hemisphere. So it's sort of the centerpiece of our campus. Our students affectionately call it Hogwarts because it looks like Hogwarts, both inside and out. It's definitely my most favorite building right on campus myself. So these are just some fast facts just about the University of Pittsburgh. We have 10 undergraduate schools altogether. We have over 100 programs to choose from. Something that was really interesting to me when I was looking at schools, because I am a Pitt alum, something that really stuck out to me with Pitt was the class sizes. So we have a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And I thought that was really impressive, especially considering our size. In fact, 60% of your classes, of students' classes are going to have less than 30 students, and only 6% of classes are going to have more than 100 students. So even those larger lecture classes are actually broken down into smaller breakout courses called recitation courses, which are taught by a TA. They meet no more than like maybe once or twice a week, and they're really there just to give the students an opportunity to ask any questions that they weren't able to ask in a larger lecture and in the larger lecture class, as well as give students the opportunity to, turn in homework and go over the main points that was discussed in the larger lecture class. We have a number of different popular majors. These programs are just sort of our bread and butter programs that we're sort of known for. So we're really strong when it comes to the medical field, nursing, computer science, business, film studies. I always like to describe the University of Pittsburgh as being a well-rounded university. So we do a lot of things extremely well. Students really come from all over the world to attend Pitt for a number of different programs. A lot of our programs are nationally ranked. There's a lot of programs that aren't listed here that we are really popular for also. So for example, like our philosophy department is consistently ranked as one of the top ranked philosophy departments in the country. Our English literature department is one of the oldest one of the oldest programs in the country of its kind. And our physical therapy program is actually tied for #1 physical therapy program in the country. So we do a lot of things extremely well. So as an incoming freshman, students are able to apply directly to one of 5 freshman entry-level schools initially. They're all going to be listed right here. So we have the Kenneth P. Dietrich School of Arts and Sciences, which houses all of our natural sciences, our social sciences, our liberal arts degrees, fine arts degrees, foreign languages, and pretty much everything else in between. Our next freshman entry-level school is the College of Business Administration. So the College of Business Administration has 7 different majors to choose from, anything from accounting to marketing and finance. We have the Swanson School of Engineering, which has 10 different concentrations. So electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, environmental engineering, just to name a few. Our School of Computing and Information houses all of our computer science programs and our information sciences programs. And our School of Nursing houses our direct entry 4-year BSN program. So students are able to apply directly to one of those freshman entry-level schools initially. And then we also have what we call upper-level division schools. So these schools work with students starting in the Dietrich School of Arts and Sciences. They're in the School of Arts and Sciences for maybe 1 to 2 years. And then typically after their sophomore year, they would apply to transfer into the school which houses their respective interests. So depending on the school and the program that students are hoping to transfer and apply to, there's going to be different completion requirements and timeframes. So for example, if we have a student that's interested in pharmacy, they would do 2 years in the School of Arts and Sciences, followed by an additional 4 years in the School of Pharmacy, and they'll be graduating in 6 years with their PharmD degree. And that's just one specific example. So I'll talk about academics. I'll speak about a little bit about student life in a nutshell. We offer a number of different student clubs and organizations to choose from. So we have over 700 different student clubs and organizations to choose from. So, pretty much anything that students were involved with in high school, they could certainly continue once they're at Pitt. We have different community service-based programs and initiatives. We have performance groups, music groups. We have Greek life, so fraternities, sororities, pretty much anything that students can imagine they can get involved with. We have over 350 study abroad programs, which span to about 75 countries. We do think that it is really important for students to be prepared for a global workforce. So students can study abroad for almost any length of time. They can study abroad, 2 weeks. They could study abroad just for over spring break. They could study abroad for a month, all the way up through a full academic year. So our study abroad office has their own webpage on our website. They actually list all of our study abroad programs, and I would encourage students to go ahead and take a look and see which programs they might be interested in. We are a Division I institute. We have a number of different varsity sports to choose from altogether. Our most popular programs are our men's basketball and our football team. Season tickets for the football team are only $25 for students. And we actually play at the same stadium that the Steelers play at, which is Heinz Field. So we have a lot of school spirit. The students really like to go ahead and get involved and just show some school spirit, with their friends on game day. Something that really makes Pitt unique is our 100% internship guarantee program. We have internship guarantees for all of our students. It doesn't matter what you're studying. You do not have to be a business student to secure an internship. We have internship opportunities for every student through our career services office. So I would encourage you to go ahead and take a look at that as well. Wrapping up here. So as far as our application process is concerned, we practice rolling admissions. That means students can apply to us at any time. There is no deadline that students need to apply to us by. These are all of the application materials that we're looking for. So we're looking for the online application itself. We're looking for the application fee of $55, your academic record. We do have a test optional admissions policy for this year. So we are test optional for all of our freshman entry level schools, except for the School of Nursing. So students are more than welcome to apply with test score considerations or without test scores. And then we also have 4 optional short answer questions, which we encourage students to apply and to apply with. So like I said, we don't have any deadline, but we do encourage students to apply early and apply before November, mid-November, or December at the latest, because seats tend to fill up pretty fast. And that's pretty much all I have. So this is my contact information listed right here. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you so much. We will pass it off to our presenter from Bethany College.
Hey. All right, I want to welcome everybody here this evening. My name is Dan Adams. I'm here with Bethany College, and I'd like to tell you more about our school and what we have to offer for you. Let me get my screen up there. Hopefully everybody can see it. That's a picture of Old Main. It's one of the oldest buildings in West Virginia. Bethany College was founded in 1840. We were actually founded in the state of Virginia before West Virginia even became a state. We are located centrally. We're about 5 miles from the state of Ohio, about 1 mile from the state of Pennsylvania. So there's a lot of different things around us. If you're familiar with the state of West Virginia, there's that little peak that goes up between Ohio and Pennsylvania. That is where Bethany is located. Excuse me. Going through, we have a lot of student support services. We have a tutoring center that's available for our students to attend either on a daily basis for just one little project or the entire semester, whatever that you would need. There's also a writing center that is there to assist you in putting thoughts on paper, be able to proofread a paper before you turn it in. The instructors actually will go and talk with you outside of class. If they see that you're struggling, they're there to work with you. And our classes are taught by professors as well. You're not going to have a lot of no student teachers in there. It's all going to be faculty based. Our ratio is 10-1, which is really nice. It's a really small class. So you get to build a strong relationship with that professor, and they get to know who you are, and it's just a great support for you. Student life is very important at Bethany. We have a lot of intramural sports that go on. We have over 30 clubs and organizations, clubs that are affiliated within your program, clubs that are just like the ski club, outdoors club, just a lot of different things to do in and around Bethany. And if you like to ski, we are right up the hill from Ogilvy Resort, which is a ski area plus golf course. We also have a lot of student activities. We get into a lot of leadership learning where students can actually go out, give presentations to different businesses, corporations. There's a lot of internships that are available. We always stress to do at least 2 internships while you're going to school. Because we want you to make sure that you're in the right program as you're going to receive your degree. We do offer Bachelor's of Arts, Bachelor's of Science degrees. It's a liberal arts college, so you get a variety of different types of classes. Yes, you do get focused into what you want to do, plus you also get to take some other types of areas of like the arts, the music, literature, whatever it may be. We actually go through, excuse me, and our students are very diverse. They come from about 27 different states, about 10 different countries. Yes, we are affiliated with the Disciples of Christ Christian Church. It's a religious denomination, and we welcome all students of all faiths to the college. Like I said earlier, it's a 10-to-1 ratio. We are Division III sports. So if you're interested in playing sports, we do have sports available. We have over 22 different sports between men and women's. And we also have equine. We do have a horse stable. We do have some horses that is there for the students. They do some riding. They do some competitions with them. Some students have brought their own horses as well and kept them at the stable. As you can see, Princeton Review, one of the best colleges region by region for the upcoming year 2021. And you can see a little aerial view of our point. I'm not going to play the video. You can actually go to our website to be able to play the video, but you can see just a the layout of the land. It's basically once you get on top of campus, everything is all flat. And there's all sorts of walking trails, there's running tracks. There's also, we're on 1,300 acres of property. So there's a lot of stuff to do at Bethany. As you can see, we are located we're located about 45 minutes from Pittsburgh. We are, like I said, about 5 miles from the state of Ohio. We're right there in West Virginia. If you're familiar with the area, we're about a half hour from the Highlands. So there's great shopping, great eateries all around us. And, you know, from leaving Bethany right onto the interstate to all the different major cities in the tri-state area. Our different programs, our academic programs are broken up into, you know, you have the biology department, business department, humanities. There is a variety of different programs that are there. We offer 22 majors and 23 minors. So you're able to, you know, mix and match, getting into a major and minor, see what's going to be the best for you. Again, your professors are your advisors. They will work with you. They'll sit down and set up a game plan with you, work with you of getting prepared for interviewing techniques, how to dress in an interview, how to present yourself in the interview. So we're taking you from step by step, and then also having over 10,000 alumni across the country. You're going to get to know a lot of those throughout your time at Bethany. You're going to create a lot of friendships, and you know, it's something that it's very important. Like I actually talked about the McCann Learning Center already. The tutoring service, the writing assistance is all there available to you. We have a health and wellness department on campus where there's a physician, a nurse. There's also college counselors if you need someone to talk to. We do have student life, which is suites. They're apartment style. The students actually have their own bedrooms in the Campbell Village in the pictures that you're seeing. We do have a variety of other, you know, types of areas as well. We do have the turf football field. We have baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer. So whatever sport you can think of, we do offer it at Bethany. And how to apply, you can see the website there. It's completing an application either on the Bethany website or the Common App. Submit your official high school transcripts, and also we are test optional. So which is great for you, and there's no application fee for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. It's been great talking with you. Have a great evening, and thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much to all of our presenters. We are getting close to the end here of our time together. So students, if you do have any Q&As, now is the time to ask our presenters any last minute questions that you might have before we end our session. Students, I do want to share with you a couple of things as you start to exit. Once we are at that point, there will be a 4-question survey as you click out of the webinar, students. So if you could please answer those questions for us, it does help us in future programming. There is one more Collegewise session this evening happening. So please feel free to look at those schools and see if there's any you'd like to see in the next hour. And this recording will be available on that same website where you registered in a few days. I want to thank our presenters so much for sharing all this information with us this evening. And everyone, have a good night. Thanks so much. Bye now.